Hi everyone, I'm Berliana,
And my name is Irvi.
and today we are going to talk about the book Dear Evan Hansen.
Okay, so Dear Evan Hansen, the novel, is a book written by Val Image. It's adapted from the musical with the same title, which is first premiered at the Arena Stage in Washington, D.C. in July 2015. The novel itself is published at October 9th, 2018 in Great Britain by Big Books.
So Dear Evan Hansen is a novel that tells a story of a 17-year-old boy in his senior year in high school whose parents are divorced at a very young age. Evan suffered from social anxiety disorder and doesn't have many friends. And to cope with his social anxiety, his therapist recommended him to write letters to himself. One day, Evan runs into Connor Murphy in computer lab. They had a little misunderstanding towards each other, in which at that rate, Connor then takes Evan letters which was supposed to be given to his therapist. Evan thought that it was a fatal thing to handle. However, the news about Connor's death he heard from Connor's parents is a lot more fatal than he thought. Connor's parents invited him to dinner to talk about Evan's relationship with their son, and it turns out Evan got stuck in a spiral of lies that no one can solve him but himself.
There are several characters in the novel, and let's jump into the main character. So, his actual name is Mark Evan Hansen. Mark Evan Hansen is a 17-year-old high school senior who suffered from social anxiety. He has difficulties at socializing with people and always remains in the background. Evan is assigned by his therapist to write a letter that is directed to himself every day, contains some reason why each day is going to be amazing. After the death of his classmate, Connor, he begins to find his true identity among society and obtains the thing he has been wished for a long time. So the second character is Connor Murphy. Connor Murphy is Evan's classmate who commits suicide at the early chapters of the novel. He is described to have anger issue, but can be very kind if he wants to, and he is also a drug user. His first meet with Evan is chaotic, but then he meets Evan again to apologize for what he has done. However, their friendship does not last long. Connor killed himself later in the next day, and this becomes a turning of the whole story.
So the next character in the novel is Jared Kleinman. Jared Kleinman is the only person that close to Evan throughout the story. He is sarcastic and mostly do mean things to Evan. In the middle of the story, Evan and Jared have a conflict, so they become hostile just for a while, but soon reunited in the end. So the next character in this novel is Zoe Murphy. Zoe Murphy is a junior on the same school as Evan. She is also Connor's little sister and the one who Evan has a crush on. She hates Connor because his abusive behavior towards her. Also, some parts of the story mention that they once have a good brother and sister relationship. After Connor's death, Zoe is suspicious towards Evan, but later on, she accepts him and becomes his girlfriend.
And the next one is Heidi Hansen. Heidi Hansen is Evan's mother. She works as a nurse and sometimes she teaches too. She is a little workaholic, I think, though this comes with a good reason. She has to be the backbone of her family since her husband left her and even when he was a kid. And the next is Larry and Cynthia Murphy. Larry Murphy and Cynthia Murphy are Connor's and Zoe's parents. Just like Heidi, they both feel distant with their son because they find that they cannot understand him enough. After they find out that Evan may actually become their dead son's best friends, Larry and Cynthia takes care of Evan like their own child. And the last character is Alana Beck.
So, Alana Beck is Evan's classmate. She is ambitious and socially active. Though she seems try too hard to be included in the society, she is also a vice president of the Connor Project, a student group dedicated to keeping Connor's memory alive and showing that everyone mattered. The story begins on Evan's first day as a senior in high school. He lives with his mother because his parents are no longer together. He has a social anxiety disorder, so he doesn't have the courage to talk to anyone at school and doesn't have that many friends. To cope with his social anxiety, he has a therapist whose name is Dr. Sherman. And Dr. Sherman gave him this letter assignment for Evan to write about positive outlook of the day. His letters always begins with Dear Evan Hansen, which the title of the novel came from.
One day, Evan runs into Connor in the computer lab. Connor saw the letter that Evan has printed and he misunderstood the whole thing. Connor then takes Evan's letter, and several days later, Evan is called to the principal office and found both Connor's parents sitting in the office, and he was told that Connor committed suicide with the letter in Connor's back pocket addressed to him. Connor's parents invite him to dinner, and because he overwhelmed by the situation, Evan agreed to go to Connor's parents' house and talk about his relationship with their son.
When Evan is at dinner at Murphy's house, he wants to tell the Connor's family the truth, but he can't. Instead, Evan told them that he and Connor were best friends and continued to making up stories.
Afterwards, Evan and one of the students in his high school, Elena, decides to make the Connor Project. The Connor Project is a project to raise $50,000 to reopen the Apple Orchard and to keep Connor's memory alive. Evan then delivers a passionate, moving speech at the launch of the Connor Project, which goes viral overnight, and he gets to date his crush Zoe.
So the next thing we are going to talk about is the theme of the book. The first theme is high school. This one is the main theme of the story because it contains all the aspects one needs to survive in a school environment, especially in high school, where teenagers are supposed to express themselves through many things. In this case, the main character is fighting his way to survive, to be the one who is recognized by anyone.
And the second theme is self-discovery. In the novel, Evan is confronted by so many self-conflicts that leads to a self-discovery when he finally finds himself, becomes more confident in living his daily life.
Overall, I really like this book because it talks about relevant issues that happens in this day, and the book also covers some serious subjects like anxiety, depression, bullying, and also suicide. And the authors portray it really well in the book. But other than that, I really like this book. How about you?
I think the main character is interesting. The main character, Evan Hansen, he makes us feel pity towards him, but as the story goes on, he's not actually that innocent. And the self-conflicts that happen between Evan and himself also make us want to keep continuing the story. Actually, not just the main character, but also the side character as well, like Jared or Alana. They are given an interesting personality, yet still relevant with what happened in the society.
So, for this Dear Evan Hansen, the novel, we give it 4.5 out of 5. And
That's all from us. Thank you for watching.
bye!